Hello everyone, Yukiro here. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about the elves from Dragon Age. I'm going to try and keep this video a little bit shorter than my human one, and I might sort of branch the topics up into smaller videos, so then it's the one video isn't just overcrowded with information. So to get started, a little bit of information about the elves that I've already mentioned. They are one of the playable races in Origins and Inquisition. In Origins you can either play as a city elf or a Dalish elf. So the city elves live in the human cities, and they pretty much live sort of in poverty. They live in the alienages, and these sort of areas are usually overcrowded for the elves because, they haven't really got anywhere else to go. And the elves there, unfortunately, just face discrimination from the humans. So the city elves have lost most of their cultural heritage and their language, much like my own people have, and I'm sure the Scottish and Irish did at some point. And of course they've also had to adapt to human customs and religion in order to survive. City elves usually work sort of low status jobs like maids, in taverns, and they face social stigma. So it is sort of a little bit of a challenge to improve their social status. So the Dalish elves are more nomadic. They wander through different forests and wildernesses in order to, keep their own traditions and culture and, religion alive. The Dalish also seek to recover any lost sort of artifacts or knowledge or language of their past. And they hold a deep connection to nature and often have mages called keepers, who, serve as their spiritual leaders. So unlike humans, the Dalish don't keep their mages locked away in towers or the circle. They don't tend to have more than one keeper, simply because, magic is still dangerous. So Dalish elves are known for their facial tattoos called the facelin. The meaning for the facelin might not be known for all players. It depends on whether or not, they've played a Dalish elf and whether or not they've decided to, explore the background of what that sort of means. In Inquisition, Solus does go more into depth about it, but that is a huge spoiler, so it's not as good as what the elves sort of they were. I'll leave it there for now. So they usually get their Vaseline when they become about 18 years old, or at least whenever they become an adult. The Vaseline is also called blood writing among the clans. Okay, so the relation with humans. City elves and humans do have quite a bit of strained, relationship with each other. Obviously they have social differences due to, the elves living in the slums, and many humans usually have their own place to stay, or they work on farms or whatever. Some humans live in the slums, but compared to elves it's not as many. Many humans see elves as second-class citizens, and sometimes that tends to cause a lot of tension and even violence in some cases, which is quite unfortunate. The Dalish elves also have a very complex relationship with humans. They tend to avoid any human settlements. Depending on the clan, will depend on how they all react if they see or run into any humans while they're out on the road. Some elves do go to human towns to trade, but for the most part, a lot of them try to avoid any humans if they can. Some even might become a little bit hostile. So it all depends on the clan. There have been some instances where a human and an elf from the Dales might sort of like become a couple. It's not very common, but it does happen. Obviously the same with the city elves. Sometimes they'll couple up with humans as well. Obviously if there's threats like the Blight, the Dalish will lend a hand. And, become Grey Wardens or just help fight. So there is another type of elf, and they are the mages that live in the circle. I've mentioned this on a previous video, but elves that are mages and do live in the circle, they get treated pretty much the same as any humans in the circle. There's no real difference between human and elf there. They're trained the same in order to, avoid using blood magic or demons, and they're trained how to use their normal magic. I think in the next video I might go over some of the clans that are currently known, and maybe I'll talk about like the elven gods, and I'll go into a little bit more depth in regards to that. I just wanted to do a smaller video this time because trying to edit a really long video with all the information was really quite taxing, especially for someone who's not quite used to this yet. So I thought if I do slightly smaller videos it might be a little bit easier, and of course that means you don't have to listen to me rambling on and on for like an hour-long video. Instead you can watch me in small bursts. I thought that might be a little bit better. So anyway, if you like what I do, please obviously like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!